Hi, it's Greg Burdine, pastor of Faith Baptist Church in Adrian, Michigan, with a Bible verse to think about. Love story, which many believe it was Solomon, about one of his brides. It sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? One of his brides. But regardless, it is a love from a man to a woman and a woman to a man. But regardless of whether we think of romantic love or brotherly love or Christian love, this verse that I want to share with you talks a lot about any of those kind of loves. And whatever love that we're supposed to have for God, that God has for us, that we have for our brothers and sisters, family members, we have for our parents, a spouse, our kids, our neighbors, whoever it would be. So I want to share with you that. If you want to leave a comment, you go right ahead. Prayer requests especially, leave that. A lot of people like to see who's on here and just say a little prayer for each other. If you do happen to see somebody's name come up, one thing you can do, just say, Lord, bless them. Don't know what they're going through. Don't know what's happening in their life this Saturday, but I'm going to pray for them. And then Sunday, we've got a great church service planned. It's the last Sunday of February again, so come on out and be with us. We'll be talking about Nehemiah. One of my favorite chapters in Nehemiah is Nehemiah chapter 8. Talk about a revival breaks out, and we're going to look at that in Nehemiah chapter 8. So here's the Bible verse that I chose for the day that has to do with love. It's in Song of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 7. This is what he says. He's been talking about love. This is the very last chapter, talking about the love between and the romance between a man and a woman, and then they get married. And this is what he says: many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, he would utterly be condemned. In other words, love is stronger than anything. If you gave all your money for love, wouldn't work. Love, many waters can't quench it. It's like a fire that you can't douse. Real strong love. The Apostle Paul says that when he talks in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, love never ends. Love is eternal, and it is. It's the one thing that will not go away. What is it? Was in 1 Corinthians 13, the very last? Faith, hope, love. These three, the greatest of these is love. Love is so important. I can remember when I first moved to Adrian and we were here at the church, we had a barn that was out in the yard, and it was an old beat-up barn, and needed to tear it down. And so what we ended up doing is we tore it down, and we started to burn it. And I mean, it was a lot of old, dry wood, and there's nothing around it, but started a big old fire. But I had a garden hose, and in case it got out of control. Well, I'll tell you what, if it got out of control, that garden hose didn't do anything. When it was engulfed and burning, I had that garden hose on full blast, and it did not do anything. That fire just evaporated that water, and the water did not quench it one bit. And that's the first thing I thought of when I thought of that verse. You know what? True love, you can't quench it. The problems of life, the difficulties of life, the heartaches, the floods of this world, when there is real, true love, deep down love, you can't get rid of it. It is always there. It may need, like a fire, it may need to fan the flame of love. You might need to blow on it and get it going again. It may die down a little bit. Kind of like if you've ever had a fire afterwards and you see the embers, sometimes you just need to blow on a little bit. But true love never ends. God bless you. Have a great weekend, and I'll